Hey guys, PettyRevenge here, and today I'm back for day number 15 of r/PettyRevenge. We're already past 2 weeks and we've got like at least 15 more days, maybe even 16. I don't know my calendar that well. But today I have 4 stories lined up. Okay, let me just scroll down to those. And here we go. First up, we have Fuck You, Sound Guy. Oh, yeah? I supply and operate sound and lighting for bands. Singer shows up fully dressed in black leather with fucking spurs on his boots. He shoves a cheap, shitty wireless microphone at me without a word. I check it out and it has rechargeable batteries in it. This was a no-no back then, as the batteries would discharge suddenly and cause the mic to fail in a performance. I tried to point this out to the singer dude, but he just death stared me and told me to fucking sort it. Halfway through the show, of course, the mic starts losing gain catastrophically. I tried to increase the input gain, but it's hopeless. Mic gives out entirely, and singer dude gets on one of the wide mics and tells the audience we had to take a break to sort out this fuckwit sound guy. Oh, really? I go backstage and before I can even open my mouth, this guy starts screaming at me, "You're fucking fuckwit, mate. Why don't you just fuck off?" Right in front of all the band and the hangers on. Okay, I could deal. I went on stage and started rolling up cables and turning everything off. Venue manager asked me what's going on, and I told him, "No worries, Dave. They're a shit band anyway. See you next week." After a while, singer dude comes out all pally. "Hey, Dave, what you doing?" I told him, "I'm fucking off, mate. Isn't that what you wanted?" Packed up, loaded out, and got home early. See how your shitty mic goes without a sound system, mate. Just nice and simple. It's like, hey, get out of here. You are fucking things up. Okay, bye. Where are you going? Oh, you told me to go. I was doing what you said. Next up, quiet train car revenge. I take the train to work each morning and then again to get home. I like to sit in the quiet car because it allows me to think and do a little extra work each day. On the train ride home today, a woman in front of me kept talking on the phone, even after people nicely asked her to be quiet. The conductor also came through and informed her she was on a quiet car. The seats we are in have very little support, so someone behind you could push your seat and you'd feel it. Several riders decided it wasn't worth it and switched cars. I decided I had enough and slouched back far enough so both of my knees were firmly in the back of her seat, pushing fairly hard. She cocked her head around and told me to put my knees down. I closed my eyes and fake slept. She got up and moved to a different seat. There was a person behind her, and guess what he did? Knees to the back of the chair. People started catching on, and she chose a seat with no one behind her. Another rider changed seats behind her, and she got some more knees. The conductor came through again and was unaware of our little revenge. She got up and told him that people were putting knees into her back and stalking her to each spot. The conductor put his index finger to his lips and said, "Shh, this is a quiet car." She moved to a new train car. Just simple. It's like, knee, give her the knee, and she'll bugger off. And it was a small group revenge as well. It's like, 1, 2, 3, all knees. Wake my mother, it will cost you. One day back in the late 90s, my mother tells me she has been getting phone calls between 2 and 4 a.m. every day for a week. She hears a strange noise when she answers it. I realize it's a fax machine. So I bring my computer over to try and figure out who the hell it is. I set up the computer to receive the fax and spend the night. In the morning, I pull up the fax on the computer, and it's for some paving company. It's a bill for a private school in town. So I call the paving company and tell them they have the wrong number and to stop faxing my mother at 3 a.m. The guy gives me attitude and hangs up. I leave my computer just in case. Next day, same crap with the fax. This time though, it was an advertisement. What the fuck? So I wait until they are closed for the day and send them a fax back. It says, stop faxing my mother at 3 a.m. at XXX phone number. Then 200 pages of solid black to make sure and run out all the toner in the cartridge. Never gonna call or fax again. Never mess with my mum. Yeah, don't. It's just like random fax to a random number. Like, what is wrong with you? At least it wasn't the paving company's fault. It was the tax company fault. Wait, that doesn't make sense. I guess it was just a company that just did faxes. Yeah, that's the fax company. Neighbors of builders dump stuff in front of my office door. Builder's lunch now paints the walls. I work alone in a small office in a public building that is undergoing some renovations while it's closed to the public. There is an office space in front of my office that is usually unoccupied. Think of an office space with a manager's office attached at the end. I just rent the manager's office. Building managers were supposed to notify us if they ever intended to rent out the space in front of my office so we could build a temporary wall or something so I didn't need to walk through someone else's office to get to mine. But I guess they thought they didn't need to do this because the builders were only there temporarily. So now the space is occupied by the site office for construction. I'm slightly annoyed at the building management for not notifying me of this, but I'm way more annoyed at the builders because the space has turned into a dumping ground. To get to my office, I have to walk past light fixtures, tool bags, random chairs in the hallway, and a toilet bowl. And I have to listen to builders talking shit while 12 of them sit in a room fit for 5 having lunch. It's like a teenager's bedroom, but instead of clothes and stale socks, the floor is covered in building materials and tools. I asked them to keep it clear as it's the walkway to my office and not a storeroom. They say sure, but basically roll their eyes at me and do nothing. So I took some pictures of the mess and reported it to building management. 1 week later, they tied it up slightly and gave me an essay. A sassy, we cleaned up a bit around here for you, mate. No need to thank us. As I walked in that morning. A few later, and it was almost worse than it was before, to the point that I couldn't leave my office without moving 4 boxes of supplies out from directly in front of the door yesterday. I also hear them whispering about how much of a cunt, whatever the word. I'm going to go cunt. And a stuck up public servant. I'm private sector, but whatever. Cut to today. I go to step out to get a coffee, and before I open the door, I look through the window of the door to see someone's half-eaten spaghetti sitting on the floor right in front of the doorway. I lose my composure for a moment and say, fuck it, open the door, and trip onto the bowl of spaghetti, causing it to spray all over the room and the 2 builders in the room. Spaghetti gets on everything. Sauce on the computers, noodles in the bloody toilet bowl. It's in the carpet and, most impressively, all over the builders. They start to shout at me, but I get just as mad, saying, who the hell puts a bowl of spaghetti on the floor in front of a door? I kind of snapped at this point and started lambasting them, which is very out of character for me. This is an office, not a storeroom, and you're worse than my teenage nephew, and told them to clean their shit up or I'll start kicking everything aside that's in my path delicate or not. They sheepishly say yes, and I go get my coffee. When I return, no one is in the office and the mess is still on everything. I think they wiped the laptops down, but I don't care at this point and retreat into my office and focus on my work. Fast forward a few hours, I get an email from the building management. I crack a huge smile as I read an email basically saying, the builders reported your conduct and had us come inspect the damage. However, we noticed the unacceptable amounts of mess in the office space that had not been cleared up from the last time we asked them to, and they admitted the food was placed on the floor in front of the doorway, so we expect them to clean up the mess, pay for cleaning, and place no blame on you in this case. If the mess comes back, call us directly, as they are on their last warning from a few other incidents in the building. It was a longer and more official email, but you get the point. So I'm occasionally looking through the window on the door while builders crawl around on their hands and knees scrubbing spaghetti out of the carpet. I'm not proud of losing the cool and handling the things the way I did, but I won't deny that it worked and it felt pretty good. It's just like, who put spaghetti on the floor? Who touched my spaghetti? And it just goes everywhere. I love the fact that it just went everywhere. It's just woo, in the toilet bowl as well. It's like, nice. That's a pretty good aim. I'm gonna end this episode here for today, though. Links will be in the description to my main channel and also the channel that you're on right now watching this exact video that has links on the screen to the last video and the playlist. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video comes out. A ding, a ding. I'm the Mad Scientist out.